Hi guys, it's Katya. We really hope you enjoyed our video versions of the podcast so far, but please don't fret. They will return on a regular basis. This week we figured we'd give you a boner break, they will be back, rest assured. And in the meantime, enjoy and have a lovely day.
Hello, please let me ask you, are you suffering? Is there something which perturbs you? Something which displaces your mental health in a way that is not pleasant to you? Well, I have some very good news for you. There is a service, it's called BetterHelp, and it's online, so you don't really ever have to leave your house, but you can have incredible access to therapeutic services from comfort of your own home. That's right, I'm not lying, in fact, telling 100% the truth. BetterHelp, it assesses your needs, and they match you with your own licensed professional therapist. This is not some person on the street who thinks they know everything. It's like a real person with a real degree. Okay? And you connect with this person in a safe and private online environment. The convenience, it's so crazy. Plus, you start communicating in just under 48 hours, which is like 2 days. Now, this is not a crisis line. This is not some self-help book. This is actual, legitimate professional counseling done securely online. You send message to counselor anytime, and then you receive timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. All of this without ever having to sit in uncomfortable, dingy waiting room with crazy people all around you. BetterHelp, so committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches that they make it very easy and free to change counselors if you need that. Now, this is more affordable than traditional offline counseling because, that's so expensive. Plus, we have BetterHelp financial aid if you're in need. Licensed professional counselors have specialties in depression, anger, family conflicts, stress, anxiety, relationship, sleeping, trauma, grief, self-esteem, LGBT concerns, and so many more things. Everything you share is completely confidential. Please don't worry about that. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. Wow! I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/bold. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/bold.
Squarespace empowers millions of dreamers, makers, and doers by providing them with the tools they need to bring their creative ideas to life. On Squarespace's dynamic all-in-one platform, customers can build a website, claim a domain, sell online, and market a brand. Their products combine cutting-edge design and world-class engineering, making it easier than ever to establish your online presence. Squarespace is perfect for people who are ready to make their ideas a reality and want those ideas to stand out. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Buying a domain from Squarespace is simple because there's no hidden fees or price hikes. Squarespace sells over 200 top-level domains so you can find the perfect name for your website. Choose a URL that ends in .com, .net, .org, or even get more specific with one like .art. Wow, that's kind of cool. Just say what it is. What about analytics? Well, I'll tell you. Gain powerful insights about your site visitors and how they interact with your content with Squarespace's in-depth website analytic tools. Listen, I think that I probably bought 15 domains from Squarespace. 5 of them because it was almost like, I wasn't drunk, but it was kind of like just impulse buying because it's so easy. And I am just hoarding them, They were so cheap. It was so easy to do. I don't regret it, and I love it. And I've made 3 or 4 websites on Squarespace, so this is like an actual heartfelt, sincere endorsement. So there you go. Head to squarespace.com/bald for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the offer code BALD to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, that's squarespace.com/bald.
Testing, and welcome back to another episode of the Bald and the Beautiful podcast with Trixie Mattel and Katya Zamo. Now, unfortunately, we're going to do things a little bit different, or fortunately, depending on your point of view. Today's episode is just me, and only me. Es solo mío, es para mía. And I know what you're thinking. No, but yes, oh yes, it's happening. This is a time of year that is particularly challenging for many drag performers. It is gay pride season, and Trixie is saddled with so many gigs and opportunities. She is so booked, so blessed that she simply could not join me today. And, podcast companies knocking at the door saying, "Where's the apps?" And we have to deliver. So I'm attempting a solo venture today because I just couldn't be bothered to do this on Zoom with somebody else. And I also don't own enough microphones. So I've got my little microphone. I've got my cigarette burning. I'm on a coffee table with no pants, and I'm ready to talk about my life. I actually have prepared an outline. So for those of you who are thinking, well, she's going to ramble, I don't want to. I actually have some topics. I have several, in fact, and I've created lists. So we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a really wonderful time. So yes, that's it. This is the podcast. It's episode 58 coming out of Shoot 36, and let's do it. Of course, this episode is brought to you by the myriad of ads that are featured in this podcast, but it's also brought to you by a concept, and that concept is workaholism, right? My co-host works so much that she is continuously and constantly stretched to the limits of human ability, of mental acuity, and she's an inspiration, not to me, but I'm sure to many people out there who are struggling with motivation, getting up in the morning and going up, the grind, as they say, the hustle. Trixie stays hustling. Her grind is continuous. Her game is nonstop. And I, on the other hand, take a different approach. I like to stop and smell the roses, and sometimes I'll lay down by the roses and I won't get up, and I'll build a little shack by the roses and I won't go to work, and you get the idea. So tomato, apples and oranges, and different strokes for different folks. So the first segment, I've created a whole podcast here just for this episode that I will abandon and as we go back to regular programming. But I have created a few different segments, and the first one is, wow, you're gay. Gay pride. Gay pride. It's June, and which means that's Gay Pride Month. Usually, different cities hold their celebrations on different weekends throughout the summer, but June is kind of the official kickoff of Gay Pride. And so what does that mean to be proud? Well, just, judging from the different posts on social media, and I would say that being out, proud, and gay means having a sandwich, or owning a credit card, or having a burrito or something. It is wild. Now, and this is not a dig. I have done the research. I am literally the only drag queen who is not endorsed by a major brand like McDonald's, Chipotle, American Express, Lockheed Martin, Boeing. It is wild. Every drag queen has a sandwich, a salad, a 3-wheel bicycle. It's just, it is incredible. It's not a dig. I get the bag, sis, secure the bag, get paid, cash those checks, all that, all the above. I love it when, queer people and drags are getting a lot of money, a lot of paper, a lot of cheddar cheese. I like that. I think it's great. However, it's a strange thing because, watching gay pride parades, for example, this is going back it's got to be at least 10 years ago. It's like the Bank of America Pride float, it's all corporate interests who are trying to kind of cash in on their inclusivity, not for gay people, but just for capitalism. And, I suppose you could say, well, honey, but what about all the 14,000 ads on your podcast? Aren't you a hypocrite? And I would have to say, yeah. But guess what? I contain multitudes. And, it's tricky trying to be a conscious, ethical person in this landscape. But so I kind of, at the same, I detest capitalism, but at the same time, I want to be rich. So, do with that what you will. So happy Gay Pride. Get the bag. Let's take a break.
Hi. Are you unhappy with your smile? Well, you don't have to do that, okay? You really don't have to be unhappy. And not with your smile. Listen, thousands of people have used Candid, the clear, comfortable, removable, and practically invisible aligners to help straighten their teeth, and now they love their smile. Just like Sharon H. from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She says, I wore braces as a teenager. Flash forward 30 years, I had crowding on the bottom and one of my teeth actually stuck out. That's when I made the decision to move forward with Candid, and I finally got my confidence back. It's true, Sharon, I feel you. I don't have any crazy teeth jutting out of my face, But if I did, you know what I would do? Candid, that's right. And Candid is here to help straighten your teeth so you can fall in love with your smile too. Your treatment is prescribed and closely monitored remotely by a licensed orthodontist who's an expert in tooth movement. You'll have the same quality of care you'd get from an in-office orthodontist from the comfort and convenience of your own home. And while other companies use general dentists, Candid only works with orthodontists, specialists. Candid is special. The average Candid treatment is just 6 months. You'll start seeing results way before then, and it costs thousands less than traditional braces. So, become your best you. Start straightening your teeth today. Right now, you can save $75 on Candid Starter Kit. Go to candidco.com/bald and use code BALD. That's candidco.com/bald, code BALD. Take advantage of this limited time offer to save $75 on your starter kit. candidco.com/bald, code BALD.
You know what I love? I love it when something dirty and damaged has the ability to transform into something healthy and fabulous. Ha 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 ha! Don't you, darling? I know you do. So what if I told you that there is a product out there, in fact, a line of products out there that can take your damaged, distressed, and dreadful hair and turn it into a wild and beautiful, glossy mane of healthy deliciousness? Well, it's true. Ouai. If I were in French, I'd say, ouai, and that means yes. I know you're probably saying no way, but I'm saying ouai. Because it's true. Now, the detox shampoo from Ouai recently transformed my friend, my long-term friend, who's been a friend for a very long time, and we see each other every day. His hair went from dull to delightful. It's beautiful, glossy, healthy. He was recently telling me the air quality in this city is dreadful and does horrible things to one's skin and hair. Well, it looks like he's been living in a paraben-free egg chamber because he emerged with such vivacious vigor, and va-va-voom, this hair is just wonderful. So, you reset your hair and scalp with the clarifying detox shampoo from Ouai. Use it once a week to neutralize product buildup, oil, dirt, and hard water from your hair and scalp without stripping away the moisture. Ouai was created by celebrity hairstylist Jen Atkin to create the first socially connected hair care brand. Please explore their full collection of cruelty, sulfate, and paraben-free hair care, body, and fragrance products. I dare you to do it. You won't regret it. When you're ready to undo some damage, hit the reset button with the Ouai Detox Shampoo. Go to THEOUAI.com and use code BALD to get 15% off your entire purchase. That's THEOUAI.com, code BALD.
And we're back. So, you know what? Actually, I think I'm a little bit jealous. I think that's the thing. I have been wanting to do a Dawn dishwashing liquid commercial forever. I have wanted to be the spokesperson for Dawn so badly because this is a product that, it's a relatively simple, very cheap liquid, widely available. You can get it anywhere, probably the gas station even. And I use it to wash my face, probably to my detriment, but I don't care. And I use it to wash the dishes. And I use it to, wash the baby ducks in the pond when there's an oil slick. It's the most versatile, wonderful, great product. I stand by it, time tested, and they're just not interested. They're just not interested. And I think, they don't really need my help. And honestly, I don't need their help either, but I'm still available. I'm very willing. And that would be an opportunity for me to really sell out and go big. I probably wouldn't take a deal if it was less than $50,000, but I'm just putting it out there, just putting it out there. It's a new dawn. I'm a new gay. Let's make a deal. Okay. So yeah, happy gay pride. If you have not come out yet, don't worry about it. If you came out and then there was not a, if you came out to not great fanfare, if you were met out of the closet with derisive looks and whispered whatevers, then maybe go back in the closet. Just kidding. So we are coming out of lockdown, but I'm sort of clinging to, I'm having a hard time with the transition because I actually like being at home and being at home, like I'm in Mare of Easttown. I like being at home and, which means I really have been enjoying watching lots of stuff. So over the past year, I would say I've watched a lot of stuff. I've also listened to a lot of stuff. And so I came up with a very crude and quick comedy countdown. Things that I have found funny over the last however many weeks or months or whatever. And now I'm going to present them to you. Okay, here we go. Comedy countdown number 1. The Pennsylvania accents on Mare of Easttown. So Mare of Easttown, HBO Max, incredible series. It just ended a little while ago. Kate Winslet is a small town detective who has a whole, probably like a full set of emotional and, baggage. She's got baggage, like multiple bags. Like you need to go to the luggage cart, maybe get 2 carts for all her baggage. And she's got she hasn't dyed her hair in about 7 months. She's got a ponytail. She looks a little frumpy, and but she is on a mission. She's got instincts. She's got drive. She's motivated to solve crimes. So this show, I watched the first episode and I was like, ugh, so grim. So just the opposite of what I was in the mood for at the time, which was splash, color, vibrant. This was just so, small town, okey pokey, hokey, frumpy dumpy, lumpy, backwoods. It was just so grim. And then there was a twist at the end of the first episode, and then I was immediately hooked. And then I counted the days until every episode. I gobbled it all up, all of the twists, all of the turns, all of the characters and their insane regional accents. Can I have a glass of water? Could I have a glass of water? No, I have to go home first. It's like, I don't know. I've never heard that accent in real life. I know that people do say like, I have to go do the wash. You have to wash. Do you wash it in plain water? It's crazy. But so is the Boston accent, which I guess this is probably kind of like the same degree of weirdness. In Boston, people don't do R's, which people know, but it's true. Like they'll say horse. The word is horse, right? The word is, that is a horse. She rides a horse, okay? But my mom and other people around like Boston, Danvers, Medford, whatever, they would say, George rides a horse. George rides a horse. George rides a horse. It's fucking crazy. It's so, yeah, there's that. So the come for the accents and stay for the show was so, I loved it so much. I'm not going to say it was good because I don't know that it's a great show. There is a scene in maybe the latter half of the season where it is just directly lifted from Silence of the Lambs, like literally just snatched from Silence of the Lambs, kind of flagrantly. I think it kind of stretches the limits of homage at this point. It's kind of just like stealing, but whatever, I'm still here for it. So Mare of Easttown, long story short, I love it. Perhaps a great series. Kate Winslet is superb, and it also features the incredible talents of an older actress whom you may not be familiar with, Jean fucking Smart. Jean Smart should change her name to Genius Smart because that's what she is. She's a genius. And she is the star of our next comedy countdown show, Hacks, also on HBO Max. It is a crime that I'm not currently doing promotional work for HBO Max, but it's fine. They haven't asked. I have not been approached, and I have not asked, and it's fine. But Hacks is a comedy that is so fucking funny, so well written, so well cast. I have watched every episode 4 times. That might indicate to some people that perhaps I have too much free time, or that I don't know how to budget my time, or that I am, maybe postponing certain responsibilities in order to rewatch television shows, and all of those would be true. Hacks is so fucking great. It's like a comedy about 2 women, an aging comedian with a Las Vegas residency who's kind of like struggling with keeping her career fresh, and then this hysterical young writer who is tasked to go work with her. And it is so fucking funny. It is so brilliantly acted. And Hannah, the character who plays Ava, or the woman, or Hannah, the actress who plays Ava, is a fan of mine. And I shit myself when I found that out. Shit myself. There was shit all over myself. It's so, so good. And it's got Meg Stalter, who, if you're not familiar with on Instagram, you have to go find her right now, because she literally posts like Saturday Night Live skits every single day for free on her Instagram. Like, it's crazy. The amount of free content that she generates is truly staggering. I think I post probably like once a month, just, 30 seconds of me saying something unintelligible with a baby filter on. She is so prolific and so brilliantly cast. She's so funny. The series is so fucking good. If you don't like it, you're probably stupid. Let's see. Okay, the next thing on our comedy countdown, number 3, the severed head bag swap on Zack Snyder's new zombie movie, Army of the Dead. So this is spoiler alert for this. If you haven't watched this movie, I probably will be giving something away. So basically, this is how it goes. Imagine that you're writing a script, okay? And you have a security advisor for a billionaire that is going to accompany a group of like misfits and criminals into zombie-populated Las Vegas on this terrifyingly dangerous mission to steal money from a vault, okay? On the way, you as the security advisor behead one of the zombies, one of the more powerful ones, and put their head, which can still talk and scream, by the way. It's like a reanimated head. It doesn't just like, it's like a Medusa thing. It's still very powerful, like even after it's been cut off. You put that in a sack, okay? Like a sack. And you then later on sort of betray this group of people and say, you admit to them, hey, by the way, it was never about the money. It's all about this head. This head is the most valuable thing. It's way more valuable than all the money in the world. And then you betray the people. And then soon after that, one of those people swaps the head from the sack with a cash machine, an automatic cash counter, the kind you'd see like at a bank teller's window, that counts 100 bills, and puts that in there instead, and then she takes the head. So then, the security advisor, pick up the sack and try to flee, but only many, many moments later, do you realize that there's been a swap? At what point, I know this is probably like a stupid detail to get hung up on in a zombie movie, but I just hate it so much. Wouldn't you think that, in my sack, my valuable, the most valuable thing that I risked my life and everybody else's life to come get, to bring back to this billionaire, is now, it went from an oozing, perhaps screeching, organic-ish, blob of a head, human head, and now it's a hard metal machine with a cord. I think that it would probably be a millisecond after you picked up the sack, never mind the fact that you'd probably know there was a swap well before you even picked up the sack just by looking at it. It's those little things in these movies that just really just drive me nuts. I was howling with laughter because not only was he like, wait a minute, this sack doesn't feel right. He struggles to open it and is like, it's just crazy. It's like that moment in the Batman movie, The Dark Knight, where Harvey Dent is in the hospital at the end and the Joker is dressed up like a nurse, and it takes him until the Joker removes his face mask, which is only covering his mouth, by the way. He has black, crazy makeup on his eyes, to realize that it's him, and then he freaks out. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's like, oh, now that you removed that little portion of, that mask covering that little portion of your face, I realize you're the Joker. Whoa! It's very funny. Okay, so next on the list, we have some local impressions of foreigners. I know this comedian I started following on Twitter named Katie Delaney, who then I became friends with. And I love that about Twitter. Sometimes on Twitter and on various forms of social media, you can follow people that you admire or who entertain you or who provide you with interesting or whatever kind of information. And then you can actually meet them in real life and become their friend. It's wonderful. So I remember it was a while ago. I found her this stupid video of her impersonating a bingo MC in Australia, and I laughed so much. I watched it probably 50 times in a row. And when something is funny to me, the more I watch it, the funnier it becomes. Like things don't really get old. Things don't really get old. They just get better, which is the title of my new book about aging. Okay, so here I'm going to play the bingo MC, and I'm going to do it from my phone into the microphone, so I hope it works.
Hello, welcome to bingo. If you're here for bingo, stay, because you're in the right place. I'll pull a number, and I've pulled a number. I've pulled O43. If you have that number, mark it on your card. If you've got bingo, you have to say bingo. Otherwise, I'm not going to know if you've got bingo. So you have to say bingo.
I just love it so. Bingo. In the actual transliterated version of that word in Australia is beangore, Beangore, for those who are wondering. That's Katie Delaney. Oh my God. Okay, the next item on our fun little comedy countline is Kate updates. So this is the social media. So on on Instagram, Kate updates. It is the most. Oh my God, it's a gold mine of if you're ever feeling down, if you're ever feeling not so good, I thoroughly advise you to go visit Instagram.com and look up Kate updates. Of course, that's Kate, C-A-I-T, as in Caitlyn Jenner, because it's Macy Rodman. It's a brilliant comedian and performer in New York who does a very, just the most hysterically, oh my God, it's just, well, I'm going to play you the entire video because I can and I want to. It's 2 minutes and 45 seconds. She has this really disturbing filter, digital filter of Caitlyn Jenner on her face, and she does these incredible videos. And this one is Kate's transsexual checklist. So take a listen.
Just wanted to hop on here and talk to you about this. There's been some controversy in the media about this list that I'm developing to determine whether or not a person is trans. So I thought we'd just go over some of the points on the checklist, and you'll see it's really not so bad. At the end of the day, you're either trans or you're not, buddy. So either check the box or you don't. So let's get started. I gotta have a golf cart. Pee backwards. Sitting down. You hang glide. Cilantro tastes specifically like Castile soap. You gotta know Dr. Fauci, but you can't like him. You're friendly with Meghan McCain. You have to have some evidence of you going to a Days Inn dressed as Theresa May. Glenn Close DM'd you on Instagram. You got kicked off a plane in Oaxaca. You eat about 3 quarts of sour cream a day. You confuse Madonna for Guy Pearce in certain lighting. You think hookah's overrated. Big, natural, heavy tits. When asked to do your own taxes, you don't even know where to start. Donna Karen. Transvaginal mesh. They're called boobs, Ed. You only go to one Sephora because you think one of the gals is hot, but you never talk to her, so instead you just steal. You get a period about 4 times a day. Jaden Diorfierce pointedly declined an invite to your housewarming. Café con azúcar. You drink sweet vermouth on the rocks with an orange. Haley Joel Osment calls you about once a week by mistake. Sometimes you just fall over. You house sit for Pepper LaBeija. Appalachian billy goat seed. Heather Locklear's essence. Vascular atrophy. Total eclipse of the heart. Apple Paltrow called you a cunt at Target. Things take a turn for the worse. Epic vistas. Mango lassie. You keep it warm in your mouth. Going through a divorce. Nekowachizo tabimashita. Carrot coins. Beef pinwheels. Aleister Crowley. Alison Krauss. Lady Gaga's bum knee. She's got Betty Davis eyes. See, that wasn't so bad. Very simple. And I just want to give a big shout out to ExxonMobil for sponsoring this video. Happy Pride. Thank you, Exxon. And lastly, just live your truth, baby. Lock her up. Hey guys, Kate
sorry.
here. I just wanted to hop on here.
Okay. Oh my God. Fucking A. Oh, so that's Kate Updates. C-A-I-T. Kate Update. C-A-I-T update on Instagram. So fucking funny. Oh my God. Epic vistas. And she is a brilliant trans comedian. Macy Rodman. Okay. So let's finish up the comedy countdown right here in the Bald and the Beautiful. Sans Trixie. And the next item on our agenda is, Maria Bamford's stand-up album. The last bit of one of her stand-up albums. All of them are great, actually. I mean, I've seen. I think Maria Bamford is probably the funniest woman on the planet Earth. Oh God, I've had the opportunity to see her live, and she is. I just adore everything that she does. And I got to interview her too. Oh my God, it's so funny. Okay, and another clip. This comes from Meg Stalter's Instagram, of course, starring in the incredible show Hacks. This is just a snippet of one of the, of the many, many brilliant and insane bits she does on her Instagram. Sometimes hour. She is so prolific. She's so funny. She's completely bananas. I love her so much. And this is on trend, on theme for Pride. This is her impression of a corporation dipping into the pond of pride. So take a listen.
Hi, gay. Happy Pride Month. We are sashaying away with deals. This month at the Butter Shop, we're running a special deal. If you can prove that you're queer, you get 3 pints off your choice of creamed, checked, or drowned butter. And if you do mouth stuff, you get 4. We love gay, and it's awesome. So come visit. And we also make candles now. Wouldn't a candle be nice for gay stuff? In the bedroom or just hanging out? Yeah, we wouldn't. Wouldn't your partner want butter from the original old maid's home? We've been making butter since 1945, and we've been accepting all people since the last 4 months. So yeah, we're gagging for you to come take a taste of Cecily's Butter Shop at Cecily's Butter Shop. My friend's mom, I think is gay, so we think it's cool. Turn it off, Willard.
Oh my God, I love her so much. Check out Meg Stalter on Instagram or on the incredible HBO Max show Hacks with Gene Smart and Hannah Einbender. Okay, so we've got a few more items on the comedy comedy countdown. I have just been informed that I cannot use anything that's copyrightable. So most of these things are either from the internet, specifically social media, or pulled from the depths of your mom's huge ass. So the next one comes from this great person. His name is Kevin Zach, and he does these hysterical edited videos of the Vogue 73 Questions series. And they're so funny, and you can find him on Instagram at Kevin J. Zach, Kevin J. Z-A-K. And they're very short, so I'll include a few here. The first one is with Anna Winter, so take a listen.
Anna, I'm here to ask you 7 questions. Please show me your hands so I know you're unarmed. What's your full given name? I
can't remember.
What's the worst thing on TV?
James Corden.
Who do you think has the biggest...
Hugh Jackman.
What did you have for breakfast today?
Spiders.
Favorite orphan?
Oliver Twist.
Any recommendations for my constipation?
Perseverance.
How long is your tongue?
I don't have one.
Anna, I'm here to ask you... Hi, Nicole, I'm here to ask you 7...
Wait, stop. Okay. Okay, next one is Nicole Kidman.
Hi, Nicole, I'm here to ask you 7 questions.
I know. Thank you so much.
What's the sound of a wig caught in a blender? What would you want to turn into a coat?
Snuffleupagus.
What do you want to be buried with?
My 6 alpacas.
Is Keith Urban a bear or an otter?
An otter. Whoa!
What's the first thing you do in the morning? Which first lady are you sure was a lesbian?
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Who's responsible for Donald Trump?
Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, Nicole. I'm here to ask you 7 questions.
And then, okay, next up is Victoria Beckham.
Victoria, can you speak on your vocal fry?
Hi, welcome.
I'm going to ask you 7 questions.
Thank you.
What's the name of your imaginary friend?
That'll be Coco Chanel, the bulldog who lives in LA.
Mayor McCheese or Grimace?
Oh, you can't make me choose.
Any advice for Glenda Jackson?
Less is more.
What's a word that begins with A?
8.
What am I spelling? Kath.
Happy Bates.
What song will you play at Ginger Spice's funeral?
Marvin Gaye, gotta give it up.
What would you say to a burn victim?
Your skin's gonna clear up and it's all gonna be fine.
Last question. Where would you find a chimney?
It's on the house.
And last one, I'm sorry, we just got to do it. Last one is Kim Kardashian.
Hi, Kim. I feel like it's rare that anybody gets to ask you any questions.
It is really rare, so lucky you.
Who is David Schwimmer most known for playing?
Definitely my dad.
How is parenting going?
I started and I quit.
What are your thoughts on the homelessness crisis?
Honestly, I know it's hard, but you just have to really ignore it.
What have you prepared for dinner?
I've killed a raccoon with my high heels.
Any advice for a fashion major whose boyfriend dumps her because she's not serious enough?
Go to law school.
Who would you want to call right now?
I would call my mom for sure.
Hi, sweetie pie.
Hey, Mom.
Are we having raccoon for dinner?
Yes, we are.
Yay, I want the tail.
Oh my God, okay. It's worth checking out every single one of them. 7 questions at Kevin J. Zach's Instagram. And then I think I think we'll end the comedy countdown. I'm not sure how many things we counted down. I intended to do 10, but I think we didn't quite get there. I guess we'll save some for next time, which definitely won't happen. The next bit is it's short and sweet. And I know a lot of you guys out there really struggle with trying to get motivated, trying to stay active, trying to stay productive. And this is what I found to be, if you put this on a loop, it's only about 4 seconds. But like I said, a lot of times the most effective things happen in short little bursts. So let's see. This is Dr. Phil. And let's see what he has to say.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
Let's play it one more time.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
And that's our comedy countdown. Thank you guys so much. Please insert applause here. Let's take a break.
If there's ever been a year to make the dads in your life feel loved and appreciated on Father's Day, oh, baby, it's this one. Oh, my gosh. My dad, he's not just my dad. He's a man. But most importantly, he's also my father. Yeah. And, I'm not one of those types that collects father figures along the way because my dad's got it all. He's got the man part down. He's got the father thing just solid. And he is, he's my everything. He's my guy. And we've been through a lot, and we're going through a little. And I'm sure by the end of it, there'll be a little left, something more. But it's just so important for me to honor him, his legacy. He's still alive, thank God. That's why I'm honoring my dad with a heartfelt, sentimental gift that the whole family can cherish together forever. It's StoryWorth. My dad's not afraid to cry, although I've never seen him do it. But I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this will do the trick. StoryWorth, it's an online service that helps your dad, grandfather, father-in-law, and every father figure in your life share stories through thought-provoking questions about their memories and personal thoughts. This is a really fun new way to engage with them, especially if you can't be together in person, okay? Now, every week, StoryWorth emails your dad a different story prompt. Questions you never thought to ask, like, what is your favorite story about your father? Or, where do eggs go? StoryWorth has helped numerous families learn about each other in profound, special ways, and their testimonials will practically move you to tears. I cry at Honda commercials, honey, so it was waterworks over at my place. The thing I like about StoryWorth is that it helps me with my memory. I'm a forgetful kind of person. My dad he's got a memory like an oak tree, but it just keeps things fresh. It keeps things pungent, and it really allows me to stay present and buoyed and enriched in the tapestry of my familial bond. So, after 1 year, listen, StoryWorth, they compile all your dad's stories, including photos. What? In a beautiful keepsake book that's shipped for free. That's FREE, no charge there. What the heck? So, I mean, listen, the stories that I collected, and I mean, let's just say the album that I have put together, StoryWorth is going to knock his socks off, burn his shoes, singe his pantaloons, and then just whip off that, rubashka he's got wrapped around his torso. It's going to be great, and I just couldn't be more excited. Now, please, give your dad the most meaningful gift this Father's Day with StoryWorth. Get started right away with no shipping required by going to storyworth.com/bald. You'll get $10 off your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/bald for $10 off. Hey kids, how are you today? Hope you're having a nice, enjoyable day doing something you'll love. Now, I incidentally am doing something I love, which is cleaning my hovel with ethical products. Yeah, that's right. And it's all courtesy of Thrive Market. Now, listen, it's no surprise to the listeners that I'm a kind of a forgetful Frankie over here. And, a couple of months ago, I was in the shower trying to get clean, and guess what? Ran out of soap. Whoop, whoa. I had to use detergent on my feet and scrape them. And that was not one of the top 10 most pleasant things I've ever experienced, but that's all a thing of the past thanks to Thrive Market. Basically, this Thrive Market, they're an online membership-based market, and they're on a mission. They're on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone, including me and including you. And what they do is deliver you what you need, so you can spend more time on what matters, like hanging out with my niece on Sunday. They work directly with your favorite organic brands, so you get the highest quality products without the retail markups, honey, and none of the foot traffic, right? But carbon footprint, whoop. Listen, I've saved enough money on my first order that paid for the membership itself. I mean, I was like, wow, I'm just sitting here thriving and succeeding and saving money. And everything, you can get ethically sourced pantry essentials to sustainable meat and seafood to non-toxic cleaning and beauty products. Listen, when I think beauty, when I think clean, I don't think bleach. Hello. That's right. And if you got a strange or alternative diet like keto, gluten-free, vegan, non-GMO, what does that mean? Gordon, Mrs. Oliver? No, GMO. I know what that means. Fair trade certified, you name it. Okay. I love the Meyer soap, I love that Meyer soap. I don't know what it is about it. It's just great. It's a dish soap that smells like Mrs. Meyer's homemade apple lemons. It's just beautiful. And paleo puffs for my niece. Don't get me started. She's an athlete. Okay, so to top it off, when you join, you give back. Through Thrive Gives, their one-for-one membership matching program, every paid membership sponsors get a free one. Every paid membership sponsors a free one for a low-income family. That is, it's like helping without having to do nothing. So go to thrivemarket.com/bald. Join today to get $20 off your first order and a free gift. That's THRIVE market.com/bald to get $20 off your first order and a free gift. thrivemarket.com/bald.
Oh my God, we're back. We're back. We are back. We're back for another delightful segment. This one is called Porno Picnic. Porno Picnic. I have selected 3 pornographic videos that you can find anywhere on a free site, such as Pornhub or X videos or YouPorn or whatever. And you can watch them for absolutely no money, for free. And the theme, as it is summer, is called Summer School, the teacher trope in the pornographic universe, the teacher trope, teacher-student scenarios. Now, when it comes to porno, when it comes to pornographic materials, I am a lover of a good setup. I love a good setup, and I love great acting. It's not necessary. Sometimes I just want to see the hot dog slam into the spaghetti pile, but I really do love a good setup. And oftentimes you can be really, it's like you go for the sauce, you stay for the cookie or whatever. You're surprised and kind of taken off guard or caught off guard by some incredible acting. So the first scene is. I'll tell you what to search. You search Ken Mack and Vance Winter And this was a scene that was, I think, originally aired on Suite 703, which I don't know if there still exists, but you can watch it for free, like I said, on Pornhub or whatever. And so this is where a student comes back to high school to say hi to a former teacher, and one thing leads to another, and guess what? They fuck. That's right. And it's the student who actually does the sex to the teacher. Yeah. The student has become the teacher when it comes to anal sex, and they really get it going. Great acting, very hot, sexy, and it's oldish. You can't find it in HD, I don't think. So please excuse the low fidelity, but while the fidelity might be low, the hotness is very high. Next one is that is of course gay. That's gay, by the way. That was for gay. That's gay sex. Happy Pride. The next one is a trans between a trans woman and a cis guy, and this is a parent-teacher conference. So Johnny Hill, a porno actor, visits the classroom of Daisy Taylor for parent-teacher night, and of course, Johnny Hill seems to be about maybe like 30, and so it is perhaps a bit of a stretch to believe that he has a high school student, but you never know. You never know. It could have maybe take place in Illinois. And Daisy Taylor is a gorgeous trans woman who happens to be the teacher of Johnny Hill's son, or I think it was a son. And wouldn't you know it, she forgot to wear panties, which is a little surprising for a teacher, especially on parent-teacher night. But I'm not here to judge anybody. And so when Johnny Hill kind of makes an overture and asks her out, she says, well, this is all very flattering, but, there's something you should know. I'm trans. And he says, well, I prefer that. And then, one thing leads to another, and he's got his dick up her butt. It's true. Great, lovely scene. I think I actually downloaded that one onto my computer. And our final teacher-student porno fantasy scenario sweepstakes getaway clip is a tennis lesson. This is a straight porn, sorry. And it's courtesy of Tushy. Tushy? Tushy.com, which I guess is a porn site that features anal. Thus, therefore tush as in butt. And so there is this is a scene between Aubrey Starr and Christian Clay, who also goes by the name Christian Devil. And I know that only because I've looked him up, because I really like him. I think he's Italian. He's bald and he's got a huge dong. So anyways, he plays a tennis teacher, and he is giving private lessons to Aubrey Starr. And wouldn't you know it, once again, and this must happen a lot, which I'm not aware of it because I don't experience it myself, but she forgot to wear panties. So when she's trying to get the technique down on this particular skill, she happens to bend over, and wouldn't you know, her entire ass, her hole, her pussy, her cunt, and her twat are just on full, vivid, flagrant display. And tennis instructor Christian can't help but notice, and they end up fucking in the pussy and in the butt. Excuse my language. So that's a good one. And you can, of course, just search for any of the names. And then, hey, maybe write down, watch all the clips and write down some observations and then send them in through the mail. Or you can leave a voicemail on our answering service, which is 1-900 ... Bald and the Beautiful /messaging service. That was Porno Picnic, and I am Katya. Okay, let's take another break.
Hey all, it's Trixie Mattel and Katya Zamo. And if you want to listen to The Bald and the Beautiful with Trixie Mattel and Katya Zamo without ads, now you can. Just go to theballandthebeautiful.supercast.tech and you can get a 1-week preview of the ad-free version for free. You'll get ad-free listening to the show, you can listen on almost any podcasting app, and you'll be supporting our show too. Just go to theballandthebeautiful.supercast.tech or click the link in the episode description. Thanks.
And we are back. Welcome back to another riveting episode of The Bald and the Beautiful. I am unfortunately without my co-host, but fortunately for you, it is all me. And that's great. Okay. So our next segment is listener questions, which I was shocked earlier today on Twitter. I posted a thing that said, hey, I'm doing a podcast. If you have questions, let me know. And I went through them, and they are so good. I was shocked. There are a lot of them. I screenshotted a million of them, and I'm going to answer them here right now, and that'll be it because I have to go to the bathroom. So let's see. Let's just get it cracking. First question comes from Ariana Zamo. Do you have any advice for people with stage fright, performance anxiety? You're always so present and comfortable on stage. We love to see it. Well, Ariana, thank you so much, but I have to say you are dead wrong. In fact, you could not be more wrong, but that's kind of my point, and I'll tell you why. So when I started performing in college, I'll never forget, I had come up with this performance art piece that was very rehearsed and very laid out. I knew what to do, and I had run through it a million times. And I was set to start. I was set to come onto the stage from stage right with my arms in a very particular position. Okay, and my arms out and my fingers curled back at me, kind of like a zombie, but the other way, and like a Thriller pose, kind of. And my hands were shaking so much. I'm talking like somebody, like I was just not like trembling. They were actively shaking, like I was wringing somebody's neck and they were invisible. Like it was so intense. I was absolutely to my core just terrified. This was a big stage, I should mention, and this was probably for an audience of students and faculty in a within the context of my performing major, but there was probably 100 people there in a large theater. It was a large theater, and so long story short, I put my hands down because I just couldn't control the shaking. It would have been so noticeable to somebody even in the back row, and so that was sort of the start of my struggle with stage fright and performance anxiety. And so I learned in that performance group that there is a drug you can take. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's probably a beta blocker or something like, what is it? Inderol or something. There's probably some kind of anti-anxiety-ish drug that's not a benzo or anything like that you can take. That was my teacher mentioned. When he talked about stage fright, he said, okay, there are some certain avenues you can go down, medicinal, non-medicinal, and then the focus was, of course, on not taking drugs or medication. But there is, I think, in extreme cases, there are some kind of prescription that you can take, because some people just get it so badly that there's nothing else they can do. But in terms of non-medicinal options, which I think really should be the focus, my teacher said the best way to not be nervous about something is to perform it 1,000,000 times or to rehearse it 1,000,000 times. So much that you could absolutely do it completely asleep or half dead. I don't think that. I think that there are so many ways that you can add to stage fright and anxiety, and that number one is to be unprepared. That is just so. I mean, there's so many times, especially with drag, where it's not like, the norm for drag performers, like working in bars and stuff, is not to rehearse numbers. After the rehearsal takes place the first time you do it. Usually it's frequent that a drag performer doesn't even know the words to the song, myself included. So, there's that. And I definitely, preparation is the best first defense against stage fright. Other than that, it depends on what you're talking about. So, back to the question, I'm not present and comfortable on stage. I try to be. I'm rarely comfortable on stage, and it kind of really depends on the stage, also on my state of mind. I mean, there's so many factors, but most frequently, most likely, I'm trying to stay present and I am uncomfortable, which does not mean that I don't have fun, of course, but it's never not scary. And I think that I heard somebody say once that if you're not nervous before a performance, then you shouldn't be performing. I think the point of that was that, like, either you're not trying hard enough, or you don't have respect for the audience, or you're just doing something, you're not in the right job. I don't know. Or maybe you suck, whatever. So yeah, I think, a certain degree of nerves is to be expected and kind of perhaps can't be avoided unless you're just like a stone cold sociopath. or you're on a lot of drugs, or, when, maybe you took a Molly. Yes. So yeah, that's my long-winded answer to that one. Next question. Olive Juice wants to know, out of all of the David Lynch characters he has created, which one do you feel you relate to most and why? Oh, that would probably be Nadine from Twin Peaks, or I'll pick the top three. Nadine from Twin Peaks, who because the energy of a lady with an eye patch trying to obsessively come up with a silent fix to drape running trying to invent drape runners that run silently, and then going back to high school with superhuman strength, just with amnesia. Or the hobo who pops out of the dumpster and gives the guy a heart attack in Mulholland Drive. And the third one would be the log lady, of course. But I don't really relate to her so much as I aspire to that energy. She's a role model. I would say Nadine. I'm Nadine in real life, and in my fantasy, I'm the log lady. Let's see, next question. This comes from Nini Funky Funk. If I move to Marlborough and drink the water, will my teeth be as white as yours? Yes, that is scientifically 100% true. You should move to Marlborough at once and stop living the brown tooth life. This comes from Blood Fetish 69. Which were your favorite artists during your goth days? Let's see. I had probably Skinny Puppy. I had many of their CDs, probably all that were available at the time. This is in the 90s. And let's see what else. At the time, Skinny Puppy. I listened to a lot of I've discovered new music through compilations. They were always like releasing goth and industrial compilations that feature different artists, and through those I found, I say Skinny Puppy. That's not really goth. It's more like industrial. But I liked Switchblade Symphony, I think, which was they were like a girl group from San Francisco, and Serpentine Gallery. I recently re-listened to some of their stuff, and I don't love it all that much. But and then Soper Eternus was they were fantastic. That was very goth. And actually, this person who asked the question has the Anna Varney as their avatar, or avatar. Okay, so yeah, Soper Eternus was also a good one. Next question, we'll just do a few more because this is getting boring, I can tell. What did you enjoy doing in your pre-COVID life that you missed doing the most? Sucking dick and cock. I would say going to the movies and having sex. Yeah, I love going to the movies and I like having sex. I love going to the movies and I like having sex. So I miss those things. Now, of course, we can still do those things, but I miss going to the movies. I miss the $40 pretzels. So I'm hoping to go back to the movies and buy a $40 pretzel and then maybe have sex in the bathroom. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. This comes from Hayanandra Haran. Do you have a current habit that you wish you could have started earlier? Smoking. I only started smoking when I was like 14. I should have got in on the ground floor. And, so ideally, in a perfect world, I would have started smoking cigarettes, pack a day by age 10. Definitely. No question about that. What is your ideal setting to perform? What's the atmosphere like? How is everyone acting? Who would you love to perform with? This comes from Alyssa_JPEG. That's a great question. I would say it's in a cabaret-like setting, a mid-sized theater with about 300 people. They're all muzzled and well-fed, tranked in the neck and eyes taped open. And I'm just wiggling. And there's all my family's there and extended family, cousins, second cousins, people we've met along the way. Big stage, small audience, no seats. And I think that would be the vibe. That'd be really special. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. This has been a real pleasure to do. A bit of a laborious task, but, when it comes to laborious, nobody has that category beat like Trixie Mattel. So hopefully we'll be able to record soon. She is, of course, the queen of gay pride and just the queen of being gay, and the queen of being a queen. So pour one out for Miss Trixie, empty your gas tank, have a sandwich, order a burrito, and we'll see you next time on The Bald and the Beautiful. Have a lovely day. And please, don't drink and drive.